Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
So,
I'm not supposed to be here.
Lauren's technically not here. Lauren's technically not here. You're not even on the stream. We don't have you on there. Although, let me put you on for a sec so everybody could look at your new glasses.
He's not here? I don't know who you talked about.
Lauren's not supposed to be here. Lauren's not in this session. But,
Who?
Who?
But, yeah, we just had you in here briefly to show off your new glasses. Hey, what's up, Skull Reaper? And, Joe is going to be here in a little bit. He's running a little bit late, but we still expect him to arrive mid-session. But if any combat or anything happens until he gets here,
I'm going to shoot something.
Yeah, Lauren's just going to hold on to him. I don't know if he has his latest character sheet and PC info. Though.
I don't even. I'll tell.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'll just tell him what ammunition I'll use, and then I'll
yeah,
just, like,
sure. You know what weapons he has.
I use 37 saw rounds. I'm sure you had enough.
Yeah. So, got to start that up. So yeah, he'll be here shortly, hopefully. And yeah, before we get into tonight's session, just a couple of things to talk about. First off, there was a big thing that happened between now and our last session, which we haven't got the chance to talk about, which is that we launched our website. PachecoProjects.com, the official website of P-Cubed, is now online. You can find a promo for it on our YouTube channel, or you could just go to the website proper. So, yeah.
I think we have a link now on our Twitch page. I added it just now.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, though. Somewhere
on our Twitch page. We probably have a link to it.
Yeah.
Twitch just updated, so it looks all different now.
I'm still trying to figure it out, because I'm in the... while you guys will be playing, I'll be in that tinkering with some stuff.
Right. Yeah, so we should have the link around there somewhere. We have links on our YouTube channel as well. Links all over the place. But yeah, new website. Or first website. We worked really hard to get up and running. It's got all sorts of stuff there. It's basically mostly a portfolio type thing. But it's also got personal pages for Lauren and I that we intend to use and expand on as, blogs and individual portfolios and whatnot. And you can find all sorts of information for all the series that we do, all the major projects that we've done, including the Deneth Chronicle and this show, Resident Roleplay. In fact, one of the things that I keep saying really excites me about is we finally have all of the Resident Roleplay character playlists in the same spot. So that's the first time they've all been on the same page. We used to have them pinned on the Discord server, but that was really hard to access. But now they're all in one central place, and it's super dope because I still love all those playlists. Although, funny story really quick. So apparently Chauncey's playlist got deleted.
As you do.
Yeah, I was asking Joe about that, and I was like, "Do you know what happened to his playlist?" And he was just like, "No idea. My kids probably deleted it." So he actually has been rebuilding that playlist. Thankfully, I had a hard copy saved of his song list, so I sent him that. I don't know if it's completely back up to date as of this recording, but yeah. So those are all there, and all the NPC playlists and whatnot, and all sorts of other information on the entire cast and all the characters. And we also have a new NPC playlist coming soon, so be on the lookout for that, which will probably be the final playlist of the campaign. So that's pretty exciting. But another really exciting thing happened earlier in this week, which is that it was just super relevant to this entire group, which is they announced Resident Evil 8, or Resident Evil Village as it's being called. Yeah, so I just wanted to take a quick moment before we get into the game to do a quick roundtable and just get everybody's initial impressions of it. We've been talking a little bit before we started the stream, but just on the record for the audience. So if anyone wants to state their general opinion first.
Yo.
Now, Lauren, you're pretty excited about it.
That was my entire response, was just yo.
Yo.
I see you and you see me. No, yeah, I'm super excited for this game. That's everything I could want in. I mean, I don't have any consoles or anything like that, and I really, really want to play Bloodborne. This might be the closest I'll get to it.
Oh yeah.
I probably know the least out of everyone here about Resident Evil. Like, I'm super hype.
Yeah. So did you watch the
Like-
whole trailer?
Yeah, I watched it. That's cool.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty. I mean, they've always like produced. Capcom has always produced really solid trailers. Like even if you really don't know the story or have any stake in it, which in this case I don't think it really matters because it's so different than what's come before. But regardless, it's like they're really fun trailers to watch. Actually, like really well produced, really well edited. All that. But yeah, where are you at on it, Mel?
So I'm excited. Just from what was there and what you could see just in the trailer, like, okay, Wolfman, like that's terrifying. Like, okay, definitely fits. And I feel just adds even more layers of terrifying, depending on, like, you know, the quantity of, you know, how many wolfmen we might see, right? But then
That's
also,
true.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Cabin sequence.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and, like-
snap! You're right. Those might have all been Wolfmen. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I was like, that's gonna be so terrifying, especially in that first person view.
Shoot, man, they might
That's
be the
gonna
new
be
normals for this game.
Scary.
Just like the normal
That's what
battle.
I'm assuming.
And then the vampires, witches. I don't know what was going on there, but I love the style. Like, I love like the clothing that they, you know, wearing, and
Yeah, man.
I love the most suave dude that popped up for a moment with a smile. I'm
With
like,
the freaking
that's
hat?
yeah,
Straight
that's
up
a real.
Van Helsing.
Yeah,
Yes,
with the Ozzy Osbourne glasses.
Yeah, I saved a picture of that, of just him like smiling, because I was like, that's a reaction photo right there. So grabbed it. I'm hyped. I am ignoring a lot of the negative comments that I've been seeing because, you know, Resident Evil 6 happened and we had a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let us remember, we were going against a T-Rex, and I thought I was playing Dino Crisis for a little bit. You know, like,
But everybody wants Dino
I'm
Crisis
excited.
now.
the only thing I have to say about the trailer is the cabin sequence. I loved it, but did y'all like the frame rate?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like,
I think
that-
there might have been a little bit of, I don't know, they might have had to rush to get some of those captures in time for
Yeah.
the event.
It was a little.
Yeah,
was it a little
I noticed
stuttery?
that. There was
yeah, it
jittery
was
frame rate in
definitely
that
it was
scene.
definitely stuttery with frame rate, but I was like, that is just showing you that's pushing the engine to its limits.
Probably. They got a neat new logo for
Like-
the engine, too.
Yeah,
They have a logo for the
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, for the RE engine, they changed the logo, which they revealed in
We're gonna have
that.
to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it again
Mhm.
just before we started up streaming. Now, I think out of our
So cool.
entire group, I don't know what Joe's opinion is. We'll have to find out later, but I think Troy had the hottest take.
I didn't like it.
See, here's my. Oh yeah,
Go on.
I was just gonna say that I think it's a pretty drastic change from what is normally seen in Resident Evil.
Yeah. And I think,
And
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe it's a good game. I don't know, but I don't like what the trailer shows me.
right. It's just not for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. Like, I guess I like the Resident Evil franchise, not nearly as much as any of you, though. Probably not nearly as much. So I don't really have that kind of
Except
loyalty
for
where. Oh yeah, maybe. But I'm of the opinion, because like even with 6 and like 5 and 6, they probably weren't very good Resident Evil games in terms of like how the original narrative structures were, but I still enjoyed them. I had a fun time playing them. And if I don't get Resident Evil with Resident Evil 8, I still get rip-off Bloodborne, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yep.
But here's it, yeah, and for me personally, I really loved it. I was into it. Like I said, really, I was obviously cinematically well put together presentation, but and just like really striking visuals as usual. And I was really into Resident Evil 7. First off, I think that was a phenomenal game. I think, honestly, one of the better of the franchise as a whole. But it really brought it in this sort of direction where I'm really not sure what to expect anymore, right? It kind of broke a lot of boundaries there. And yeah, I get that's going to like probably put a lot of people off, especially a lot of longtime fans. But the way I see it, like, Resident Evil kind of has this neat versatility about it, where it's essentially like 3 different franchises in one, is the way I like to describe it to like newcomers. Is because you had like the first trilogy, which was like pure survival horror, fixed camera, zombies and monsters. And then you had the second trilogy, which was 4 through 6, which was an entirely different flavor altogether. Oh, hey.
Oh?
We got some bits there. Skull Reaper.
Yo!
Wait, hold on. Is that 2,000 bits? Oh, no, 3,000 bits. Hot dang. Gift to us all. Love the show. Got back into D&D after a 10-year break, now playing 2 to 3 times a week. Dang, dude, that is awesome.
Dude.
Whoa,
That's cool. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Skull Reaper. Yeah, I mean, glad we kind of get you back into the hobby. Oh, man, hope you enjoy the show. But yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, and then with 7 onward, I feel like is a whole new trilogy with a whole new flavor to it, which I personally, you know, kind of dig, because it's just like you went from those, you know, like that kind of gothic mansion, you know, survival horror, classic zombie apocalypse type stuff, to that, you know, Parasite, like monster, you know, people trilogy. And then with this one, it's kind of going, this trilogy feels like the general theme is more in the supernatural horror direction. And obviously, as we saw in 7, like, they still do the Resident Evil thing, and by the end of it, give a scientific explanation for everything that's happening. But that's not the initial presentation that you're given, right? The initial presentation that you're given is like, this family is trying to kill you, and for some reason, they're not dying. And you don't know why. And so that's really cool. Like, that game had a sense of mystery that I hadn't felt in Resident Evil for a long time, right? Pretty much with the past few games before that, you go into it and you're like, all right, this is a new virus, but I generally know what's going on, right? I know that I get the gist of how this is going to go. But then with 7, it was just like, I legitimately don't know what's going on, and that's a cool intrigue that I haven't felt for this franchise in a long time. And 8 is just doubling down on that, it seems like, or with Village. So yeah, needless to say, and plus I'm just generally a big fan of supernatural gothic horror, and they're just going hard into that aesthetic on this one.
This is hardcore. Yes,
Castle.
Oh,
yeah, man.
And I can't wait. I'm so excited.
2021, man.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think it's any secret that I'm also just like, just an enthusiast of werewolves. So seeing like the Wolfman character design is just like, oh, that gets me hyped. I don't know how they're gonna work it in, but I don't mind.
Yo, Peanut.
Oh, we got him joining in. Sweet. But I was just
I'm here, but on mute. Okay.
I was also gonna add, I think some of the most striking visuals though in that whole trailer were some of the ones that people are calling the least attention to. Because obviously you see in like the reaction thumbnails and whatnot, everybody's talking about, you know, obviously, the reveal shots, right? Like they got that low angle of Chris that shows him for the first time, looking wide like Kylo Ren. And
pulled a Mr. G.
No, that was exactly my thought. Was he straight Mr. G'd that lady? But and you know, and obviously the witches and you know what have you. All of those are getting highlighted. But I think some of the most compelling visuals to me, and obviously the Wolfman. All you know, everybody's sharing those shots. But I think some of the most compelling visuals that I thought were in the trailer were like some of the ones that are just like those quick shots, those quick snippets that nobody's pulling much attention to. Like there's this one of just like basically like a giant executioner just jumping over a building.
Jumping off.
No. And I'm like, well, hold on. I thought we left those guys in Africa. Well, actually, clearly not. I just threw them at you in Canada.
I'm scared because I'm just like, imagine like going through first person. And I'll imagine this will be VR as well.
Probably.
I'm going to imagine this is probably going to be VR at some point. But just imagine one of them jumping off at you in first person, and you're just like, no!
Oh, yeah. Executioners in first person. Never occurred to me before. That's terrifying.
That is terrifying, is it not?
It's scary. Oh man, like it's like, okay, so snippets like that, and then just you had like, what was it? It was like a real quick shot of like some of the puzzle doors.
Yeah. And there's one that had the Umbrella logo in it as well, and that begs a lot of questions, a lot of narrative questions. So I can't.
Umbrella's never going away. We know that.
Yeah. Well, they brought them back in the last game as good guys, but
that's true.
Who knows what's happening here? We do know that their legacy runs deep. And also Skull Reaper, yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, there is a new, essentially numbered Resident Evil game. The official title is Resident Evil Village. They just did the announcement trailer earlier this week. And these are just our initial hot takes. But yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer, I'd recommend giving that a look. It's an amazing trailer.
Umbrella had to rebrand for the younger generation.
But I also think, now again, like, we don't know if there's any like confirmations or if it's been disproven or whatever for like RE4, like a remake of that.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like that village and just the way that it is, like, I got hardcore Resident Evil 4 vibes in some of those quick shots too. And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is probably going to also be, if it's confirmed later, whenever we find out, this might be like their little test for how they're going to set up a village.
Yeah. And,
the aesthetic for RE4 in the future.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the title popping up in my feeds, I legit thought that was just the new title for the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Right? When you were posting about it.
Yeah. But then you see the title screen at the end, and it's just like, yeah, they got the 8 worked into it and everything. I wish, for the sake of continuity, they just called it Resident Evil 8, if I'm to be honest. It's convoluted enough trying to explain to new Resident Evil fans how the timeline works without them taking the numbers out of the titles. It's just like, no, Code Veronica is the 4th game. They're just making my job harder.
It's weird. It's weird because Code Veronica was meant to be the 3rd game.
Yeah, which is the weirder part.
Yup, and it didn't become the 3rd game because the Dreamcast needed a title. Yeah. And I was like, it's interesting.
I have my own like headcanon of just like how I would propose fixing the naming of retroactively of the entire franchise, because I have very specific ideas about that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Speaking of Resident Evil 4, which took place in Spain, where do you think this is taking place?
So, I should establish: has anybody watched watched the featurette that they released after the trailer?
I have not. I've only seen little snippets of people highlighting the currency.
Yeah. So there is they showed the inventory, which first off looks like it's straight up bringing back the attaché case from 4. So I'm super excited about that. I honestly think that's one of the best inventory systems in a video game ever.
I really like that inventory. I really like that.
Weapon upgrades too.
So yeah, and they showed that in the inventory you could see that he's carrying some sort of currency. A lot of people have identified it as apparently a Romanian currency. I'm not entirely sure the validity of that, but I was
gonna say I'd put my money on Romania.
Yeah, it might be Romania, which would be super fitting. But either way, I'm willing to bet that it's some sort of Eastern European, generally speaking.
Yeah, but it's like gotta be Romania.
But
werewolves, vampires.
Yeah, I mean, where else could it be?
Witches.
Where else could it be? But I'll tell you what, the thing that piques my interest the most about freaking currency is the possibility of spending it. I really hope we see the merchant make his return.
Me too.
Just a witch merchant.
Well, I don't know. What? Actually, he probably went on foot to there from Spain.
Here's what. Okay. All right. The merchant doesn't come to you. You're at the merchant's hometown.
Maybe it's
that guy.
That dude is weird. No doubt. He's got some witch powers.
Yeah. This is where he came from. Everybody's like that there.
Maybe it's that mysterious guy. Maybe that's our merchant.
That's what I was almost thinking. That dude with the
He's
Aussie
like the
glasses.
original merchant from he's met Leon. He's all just like, "Ugh. He threw a rotten egg at me once and I died.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm good whenever now.
Okay,
Sorry.
sweet. Yeah, awesome. Glad you made it out before the Resident Evil Village talk ended.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine.
It's gonna be a long week, actually. Just as a heads up, probably Thursday.
Okay, good to know.
Oh,
Oof. Well, best wishes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, also, Brenny the Dragon Slayer. Never trusted the new Umbrella in the first place. Oh, you wouldn't be the first. Also, welcome. I don't know if we've seen you around too many times, but
I was gonna say
dope
it'd make a
name.
lot of sense. Yeah,
Brenny the Dragon Slayer.
it'd make a lot of sense looking at what people are now dubbing Evil Chris.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Resident Evil Chris is done. Just and like those like interesting comparisons between him and Wesker. Like,
Yeah, it's true. He's Jack and Wesker style these days.
mhm.
So, that said, I think we're ready to get into tonight's session.
I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
mute.
All right. I guess, Lauren, yeah, we don't need you on the Roll 20 anymore. So, in the meantime, where did we last leave off? Previously, on Resident Roleplay, as the Manifold continued its world-ending plans, Chauncey, Katara, Kevin, and Nuria landed in Vancouver Island off the western shores of Canada. There you hitched a ride to Port Warren, where you knew an Emerson Industries factory was performing AACT research for the Manifold. Needing an AACT sample to create an antidote for another outbreak, you headed for that factory, which was surrounded by a small company town. Upon meeting the workers, or in this case the townsfolk, you were met with some suspicion and strange behavior from the lot of them. So you feigned a retreat before doubling back to infiltrate the factory under cover of night. However, as Chauncey waltzed through the town center and fired shots to unlock the factory gate, you were promptly assaulted by the apparently Plaga-infected denizens, including the massive axe-wielding executioner Butcher. After a long fight, you managed to survive and eliminate them all. So, Chauncey, Katara, Kevin, Nuria, you all now stand at the gates of the Emerson Industries factory. They are heavy but unchained. The bodies of humanoid and monster alike lie in pools of blood in the dirt. The town is silent. Night has fallen. So, what do you all do?
I burn the bodies.
All right. So you pull out your flame canister and just start
Yep.
turning them to ash.
Yep. Make sure that there's nothing left after. Just in case.
Are you also gonna try and burn the big boy's body?
Yeah.
Yeah, just flavor-wise,
Actually-
that'll probably take a bit more time, but you could be at that while everybody else is exploring.
I'm
And
gonna
then-
go. Sorry, what?
And then Katara would just be like, while I get rid of these bodies, if anybody wants to start searching these houses or whatever is around here, see if you can find anything before we decide to head in. And take your time to rest as well if you need to.
Kevin's gonna pick up his gun that's
Mhm.
in the dumpster there.
Yeah, you pick up your crossbow out of the dumpster.
And he's going to go in the building that he is right next to.
Okay. So this this window got broken by one of the Majini that escaped from there to attack you guys, but the front door is over here. and you recognize this from your scouting. This was the diner building.
Well, he's gonna enter through the doors.
Ah, a civilized man.
Yes.
Alright, so you enter through the front doors, and you enter into what appears to be the interior of the diner. It's empty. You don't see anybody in here. A few tables and a long countertop. Looks to be a door in the back that you imagine leads to a kitchen of sorts.
Well, first things first. He's going to investigate the area and see if he can't find some supplies.
Alright, make him an investigation check.
Okay.
So with a 9, unfortunately, you tried to do as superficial a search as possible. In your rush, you just like generally sweep over the area and don't really find too much of use. The only thing that really jumps out at you in your very rushed search is that there looks to be a pump-action shotgun under the counter. Chauncey just burst through the walls.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kevin's going to leave that for somebody else because he doesn't do shotguns, so he's going to go walk his way over to the kitchen, or the door here, and see what's in there.
Alright, yeah, and it does head into a kitchen area that is off the map to the west. They seem to be, not too well stocked. There are a bunch of dirty dishes around and whatnot. It seems a generally disorganized affair, but nothing really catches your interest in here as you continue your investigation.
Dang it. Oh well. Well, he gives a resigned sigh, and then he's like, well, there's nothing here, so he walks back out and promptly exits.
All right. Anybody
And
else?
as he's moving along, he looks over to Katara and Chauncey, and he says, "Either of you need a shotgun?"
Where at?
Oh, there's one in the restaurant here.
Oh, I mean, that may be interest to me. I'll check it out here in a minute. I'm gonna just sit here and rest.
Fair enough.
All right. In the meantime, anybody else doing anything? Katara's still burning.
I
the
am
bodies.
taking a short rest.
Okay, so you're gonna shoot for a short rest.
Yeah,
so
I am taking a short rest.
Yeah. So I'll be about another hour of your time.
Okay.
Can you craft during this time?
You can. It won't be considered resting time for you if you intended to, but I don't know if you need it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw. Does anybody have heals, or should I just throw some dice? I can throw dice.
Can I use treat wounds in craft?
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, again, he's going to be resting, so you have at least an hour's worth of time to use. Meanwhile, so you can do anything that you can do within an hour.
I have a ton of dice, so I wouldn't worry about it, because I get half of them back even on a short rest, right?
No, only on long rest. You get half of them back.
Oh, only on long rest I get.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll see. I'm at 9 anyways. I still have a ton of dice. I don't need that much health.
What do I want to craft? I craft toxic injection.
All right. Which we had a new rulebook update between this session and the last, so
Yeah.
a few things have changed here and there. Which, if anybody in the community is curious about that, the public playtest is still going on. You could get the latest on our Discord server. There's a promo video we put on the YouTube channel that explains pretty much everything you need to know there.
Forgetting. It's intelligence, right?
For the
Yes.
injection, I'd imagine. Not 100% sure. Let me bring the.
Yeah, it's a intelligence DC 10.
There we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll up my hit dice after she makes us roll. Is that okay?
All right. Well, you may want to wait a bit, but
Okay.
just because technically this is all playing out at the same time, and you don't get the full benefits of a short rest until the end of it, in case it gets interrupted.
Gotcha. Yeah, let me know when to roll them.
All right. So 15, that's a success then. So you craft some.
Yeah.
You fill up a few of your syringes with some toxic liquids that you know will cause some pretty serious harm if you were to inject them into an organic creature.
She's gonna put one of those into her hyper gun.
All right.
Oh, man, I've used up one of my stacks of chem fluid. I still have another stack, but
I mean, you
Me
guys have been
too.
stacked for a while, so I'd imagine
Because
you're not
I have-
hurting for any.
Because I have like 18 chem fluid on me right now. And 8
damn.
material. Yeah.
Anybody else looking
Can
around?
Mary have some of that?
Well, I guess, Kevin, from your current perspective, you could see into this building off to the side a bit. The doorways are just open. It looks to be some sort of small kind of like market type area. There's a door in the back that leads out to a garden. There are a variety of imported and homegrown fruits and vegetables and meats filling these handful of shelves and tables that are inside.
This place?
No, the place I just revealed to the east over here.
Oh, well, Kevin's going there. I'm gonna roll investigate.
All right. As you sift through everything in the area.
Ouch.
Unfortunately, you're not on your best game today. You're quite distracted as you're going through, especially all the travel has kind of been tiring you out. So you're going through, turning everything over very haphazardly and very sort of like in a caveman-esque manner, just angrily just like rushing through and just flipping stuff over, trying to find anything of use. You do immediately notice some obvious stuff, though. You do see that on the tables, among some of the produce, you do find some usable herbs. There is one green herb and one red herb.
Oh, dang it!
You do also find those chickens that you saw the lady corralling around earlier seem to be just still kind of running around the general vicinity. And in your rushed investigation, you just like crack something underfoot and see that you've just destroyed an egg of some sort. But you do see another egg along the floor, which if you pick it up, you would find is surely very rotten. Deadly rotten. In fact, let me go ahead and put this in everybody's journals since you have all the other items that type in such a way.
This is a rotten Easter egg.
This is just a straight rotten chicken egg.
I'm not sure what to take. I only have one space. Oh, great. Huh. I'm gonna take a green herb.
That's a grenade?
Yeah. This is a grenade.
It's only effective against one target, though.
So yeah, I take up the green herb and I walk out.
All right. Well, that was just what you found on this indoor area. There's still the garden in the back you've yet to search.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Just back here, this outdoor area.
Well, he walks forward and continues.
All right, so you head back outside to this back garden area. You see it's kind of surrounded by a low wooden fence. And back here is where most of the chickens have sort of been corralled to. But you see sort of closed in the center is this sort of makeshift garden with, again, those homegrown fruits and veggies and whatnot being produced here. You do notice in this enclosed plot of land some more herbs that seem to be growing. And you would, I suppose, know from your interaction with them that only a handful of them are pretty much finished growing, right, and ready to go. You do find, again, there's a lot more currently growing, but the only ones that are finished and ready to be picked are 3 green herbs, 1 blue herb, and 1 yellow herb.
Finally! Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for that.
Good thing I need that yellow.
Oh, I needed more than you, buddy.
I don't know.
How much health do you have?
I don't need it at all. I was just messing with it.
Well, can he mix this green and yellow on the spot since he doesn't have much inventory?
Yeah, actually, since you've got 2 levels in scientist class, right? You've got the craftsmanship feature, so yeah, you could just mix those right on the spot.
Okay. And that was a roll, I believe. What roll was that again?
What, to mix them? Or to use it?
Oh wait, actually I'm going to hold off on using it.
Well, because if you just want to mix them, there's no roll necessary, because, again, the craftsmanship feature means that DC 5 crafting rolls you automatically succeed on. So you can mix them no problem, but to use them, you would have to roll your hit dice for the class you're taking, which I believe you took Survivor for this new level. So you would roll a D10 and add your Constitution modifier. If you take it while your health is full, then your HP will just continue to scale up to whatever your new maximum is. But otherwise, you would have to roll just the green herbs heal and then expand your maximum hit points separately.
Right.
But again, yeah.
So are you full health right now?
I am.
I just pop off that yellow, dog.
Yeah, it would. Like I said, if you do it now, your health will just continue to be maximum after whatever you roll.
Oh, screw it. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mix the green with it because you don't need it.
Well, you need to mix it with at least 1 herb to use it. Yeah. Can't consume a yellow raw.
Oh, come on, man. Overboost.
I'm gonna. You know what? Since there are some green herbs here, I could just take this green, yellow, and then grab another green.
Yeah, like I said, you found 3 more back here, so.
Yeah, it's true.
As well as a blue.
So I'm gonna take that right now. And that was Constitution, right?
Yeah. 1d10 plus your Constitution modifier. Decent. Above average. So your maximum hit points increase by 9. While Kevin's searching that area, is anybody else up to anything? I'll say Katara, after about a half hour, you've probably burned the rest of them.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm slumped up against the wall, just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look over. So, like in the midst of burning, and then like Neria like crafting some stuff. She's just gonna like when she gets done, she just pops over and is like, "Hey, are you looking all right on resources right now?"
I thought I was stacked, but looking at it, I think I'm a little low.
Oh, well, what do you need?
Mostly maybe a bit of chemical fluid, although some materials would help as well.
Oh, all right. And she'll like, go through her like little chem bag. And she'll toss out like 4 chem fluid. And then
Okay.
she'll also bring out 2 chem material and just shoop.
All right. So mark those off your inventory and add them to yours, Nuria.
Uh,
So once he's done in the market area, Kevin comes walking back and he speaks up and says, "There's a lot of herbs in that building over there. Lots of stuff. Feel free to take a look."
1, 2, 3. Wait, no, 2, 3. I can put 1 more mixed herb in my first aid pouch. I'm gonna go search.
All right.
Actually, I'm just gonna have her start searching around, but before then, I'm just gonna have her go in here. And go after go after whatever herbs are left.
Right. So you took one of the greens, right? Kevin?
I did.
Yeah, so what's
There
left?
should be 2 left.
Yeah, there's 1 red herb left on one of these tables. And then there's 2 green herbs out back and a blue herb as well.
Oh. I'll go through. Let me look
I
in
think
my.
I'll craft the herbs into health tablets.
Ooh. You know what? Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
carry them on me, but I craft them.
Would as a considering your first aid pouch, I could put health tablets in there, can't I? Since they're healing.
Yeah, you would be able to.
Oh yeah. So if anything, I'll go ahead and mix or actually, do you have to be the one that mixed the green red or to?
I don't think so.
No,
I
it
think
doesn't
it's
matter.
just...
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and just mix the green red,
All right. So mix those
and
together.
then bring that out to Nuria, so that way that can get like put in the health tablets.
Cool. I think that's like a DC 5.
Oh yeah, so you auto succeed on that. So you just those are
That makes
straight conversion
8 health tablets.
crafts.
8 health.
All right, so you got 8 tablets.
And you could use 4 of those as a bonus action.
Nice.
Or 8 as an action.
If anything, so as Qatar is holding these, she's just like, okay, so I assume nobody has any like space to hold the tab. I mean, I can hold the tablets. I have a pouch, but I'm just asking for those that may want to hold on to some
Somewhat.
health tablets.
Oh, I have room for those. How much do those stack up to?
Any? I only made 8.
Wait, did I hear 20?
Yeah, they stack up to 20.
Ooh, how much
Is
do you
any
have?
more?
8 of them.
Ooh, well, that'll take me up to 12.
Oh! If you already have some on you, yeah.
Oh
yours
right,
is 8.
yeah. She made some for you earlier, right?
Yeah, 4 of them.
Yep. Go ahead
Is
and
any
take
more
those.
herbs? I can make more.
What was it? That was the green and red, and then you said there was blue.
There was blue, yeah, and then there's another green as well.
Another green. Okay.
I can use that green to make another 2.
I don't remember. We could use blue herbs on their own, right? Just to cure.
Yeah, on their own they just cure poison.
Okay, cool. If anything, I'll go ahead and take I'll take the blue and put it in the pouch, and then I'll bring the green over to Nuria to make another 2.
All right.
And she does.
Let's do
I
more
will
tablets.
put the blue herb in the pouch.
All right. So Nuria's just over there with her just setup of her med kit and her chemical set just laid out on the ground, just like a factory, taking all these herbs you guys are bringing to her and churning out little pills.
And with that, Katara's going to go and start exploring the rest of this place.
Okay.
Stun baton out just in case.
All right. Just pretty much all the rest of the buildings they haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, and then the cars.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make a general investigation check over the area.
All right, let me look at my investigation real quick. I think it was pretty... Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, that was almost
17.
20.
That was almost a 20.
All right, 17's pretty solid, though. You take a look around. First off, the butcher shop where the executioner type came out of. You see in there are a number of, again, those pig corpses you saw earlier hanging from the hooks. And there's like a sort of, table and some other stuff set up along the side and in the middle where most of the chopping was happening. There doesn't really seem to be anything of interest in here. It's just a bloodied sort of butcher shop. Real dirty and grimy, but nothing that you can use unless you need pig carcasses for anything. Going through here, you find these are the residential areas. They look to be modular houses, if you know what those look like, kind of like bungalow type things.
Yeah.
And there's just 3 of them set up along the bottom that all seem to have an identical layout. That were just, again, for storing the populace of this company town, for the workers to stay at. So, yeah, you searching through this area, you do find, again, not much of use, mostly personal effects, but you do find hidden in one of the drawers next to the beds, you do find 1 hand grenade amongst their other personal items, just like hidden under there, under some clothes, basically.
Sweet. All right, 1 hand grenade. Yeah, cool. So I got that down. And that was pretty much like just sifting through. That's the only thing found in those modular houses.
Pretty much. That's the only thing of interest, at least.
Okay.
And
then...
regular household supplies are in abundance and whatnot, but going by the vehicles, though, there doesn't seem to be much of interest here either. They're kind of under the big spotlight or floodlight that is lighting the entire area for this dark nighttime scene. Yeah, they don't really seem to have anything of interest inside. You are able to get the doors open, actually, and you find that they're not locked or alarmed or anything like that. Given the isolation of the area, nobody really comes by. They're very far out of the way. So those are all pretty much out there and open. But
okay,
I'll say with that investigation check, you do find that a few of them have their keys like in the drop-down mirror above the passenger seat.
How do they look like in terms of like condition?
The vehicles?
Yeah.
I mean, they look not strictly worse for wear, but they've seen some age. They're not brand new vehicles. They're not, anything particularly fancy. This is just what whatever the workers' personal vehicles might have been, or at least some of them.
Okay, cool. Because she will take a note. She'll take a note. Actually, no. She'll remove the keys for like one of them, and if I remove the keys, would that be an inventory item, or could that just like?
Yeah, I'll
personal,
say that'll take up inventory space.
Okay, because I was like, want her to remove one of the keys just in case they need like an escape out, and they have like the keys to one of the cars to just get in and drive off.
If I see you sifting through those cars, I'm gonna holler across to be like, just check to make sure any of them start.
Actually, yeah, I'll do that. Just
All right. So yeah, you're looking at this minivan here, basically.
yeah, look at this minivan.
So you get into the driver's seat and just, and it takes a little bit of a give, a little bit of a second, but eventually it comes to life and seems to be in perfect working order.
Like awesome.
I suggest the truck.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I suggest the truck.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Someone, like, you know, one of you scientists gonna be pumping me full of freaking steroids, and I'll just be for me in days.
So,
mental note: Chauncey would do that.
as a note, you didn't actually. I just rolled to determine you didn't actually find keys for the truck. Unfortunately, you only found keys for these two.
Well,
Okay.
a van will work. I'll just bust out the back window. Hopefully, someone's got driving skills, just in case.
Cool. If anything, yeah, I'll go ahead and turn it off. Or actually, when it was on, what was the gas tank like?
It looked to be at about half.
Okay. And she just like turns it off. Do I have the inventory space? I don't have the inventory. Wait, I do. I have one more. Yeah, I'll just take keys with me. Just van keys.
All right. So you store that in your inventory.
And
Pocket that.
other than that, actually, what's in this dumpster?
I will say you would have taken a gander in there while you're doing your general investigation. Nothing of interest. Just a bunch of flies out of some rancid trash bags.
Okay, it just comes by, looks just like ugh. All right. Other than that, she's just like, all right. So we have a ride out of here. Van. We got the keys for that. Couldn't find keys for the truck that was over there, but
That's fine. Is that big ass axe laying on the ground?
Yeah, technically. It is, yeah, it is somewhere around. It is a very massive axe.
After I'm done resting up, can I attempt to wield it?
All right. I'll say Qatar's investigation takes up about the rest of the hour. So, meanwhile, with Chauncey, before the hour is up, nothing in particular happens and you finish your rest. So you could go ahead and roll your dice.
Hell yeah, there we go. That's what I like to hear. Nothing eventful, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about max
feeling.
roll. Oof. Goes into the spectrum. There we go.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
Man. Nice.
One more, I think will do. Yeah, that'll do. So it was 4 total dice.
All that, and you're still not up to max.
No.
That's crazy.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, one last one. Make it even. There we go. That's definitely gonna put me at max. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This puts me at max.
All right.
So 5.
So you're going to try and lift
Yeah,
that axe?
I'm gonna try and wield the axe.
Make
What do I
it-
have to roll for this?
Make a strength check.
Oh boy, it's been a while. I don't think I've done strength check in a long time.
Straight strength.
this is gonna be so nice.
Oof. Damn it.
He was like, But like Thor's hammer, it does not seem to be moved. You don't know how that guy got this off the ground, but you could tell by the look of him that he just has a lot more weight to move, a lot more weight than you.
I'm half tempted to try to wield it myself just for laughs.
If he has more strength than me, I'm leaving. I'm just saying. Nah, good luck. Good luck.
Kevin sees you trying to lift that, and he's like, just to. Now he's not actually trying to wield it. He's just trying to do a show of bravado here.
Just try to at
He's
least
like-
lift it.
He just cracks his knuckles and pulls up his sleeves. He's like, okay, we'll see what happens.
All right, make a strength check.
I just realized this is my worst roll.
You're the one that wants to show up. You never know. You could get a nice roll.
I could get a nat 20. Who knows? I would laugh.
The question is, do you have 16 extra spots of inventory? Pulls us back.
And you can see him straining. You can see the veins going up his neck and the sinewy muscle around there. But is, and then ultimately you don't make any more progress than Chauncey ever did.
He's
And
guitar.
you are tired out.
At least it budged for
Tired
me.
out by the end of it.
Kevin just looks over to Chauncey and he's like, oh, you win.
Guitar is just like, I wonder.
Oh, please.
And there's Neri in the back saying, I don't need that question answered.
I'm gonna have, as Guitar goes over there to attempt to pick it up, I'm gonna have Neria sneak an ability enhancer.
All right. So you
What does
cast
that do
ability
again?
enhancer on her. I guess she gives you another pill, I suppose, and gives you advantage, right?
Advantage on checks with one ability of your choice for 1 minute, and I pick strength.
What is this? Thor's hammer?
Let's see if she's
The
worthy.
question is after 1 minute, do you drop it?
That's so sad. It rolled off the 20.
And just no progress has been made. It has not
So
budged an inch.
she's just there, like, tries to pick it up. She's like, huh. Well, there goes that. It just walks
Uriel.
back over.
This was so pointless, but I love it.
Listen, if
The
any
funny
of us
thing
could
is
wield
that one cracks his knuckles, rolls up his sleeve and fails, and then another one gets enhanced and still fails. Under what I failed just natural.
right?
That's true.
I'm saying.
He still rolled the highest. So,
I swear, if Neria,
Neri's gonna pop a pill on herself because I made her an efficient use ability enhancer.
oh really?
all that, oh my,
Wow, so that's costing you nothing.
Yeah, and she's like, you know, I kind of want to try it.
Make your strength check.
I think it was a +1. Be really funny if none of us like.
this one is just no.
It rolled. They rolled off the 18.
Still
Wow.
didn't need the enhancement. I still got a decent roll.
So you just like give it a good flex as you attempt to deadlift this thing from the ground. It moves an inch. It's about as far as Chauncey got it. But that's about it.
Okay. So since we're all done fondling with this axe, can I go and investigate this shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
you
right.
Look over the counter and see it's just a pump action Remington. Just looks like some sort of just self-defense thing, possibly, for the the diner attendant. Make a perception check while you're in there.
While Chauncey's in there, Kevin looks over to Maria and he asks,
13.
"Have you been working out?"
So, looking around the diner, Chauncey, you do see the shotgun that's just sort of under the counter. It is fully loaded with about 5 shells inside of it. There is also another carton in a different compartment under the counter that you notice out of the corner of your eye that has like a little green carton with 5 more shells to reload it with.
I'll take the 5 extra shells.
All right.
How many shells are in the shotgun itself?
5. Another 5.
I'm just going to snatch those out of there and just, put them in my pocket.
All right. You pump them all out, just and get those 5 shells out.
Is there anything passively that I can see otherwise?
No, that's all you find in the diner.
Okay.
To Kevin. Honestly, I think the last week is the most I've worked out in years.
So that's a yes. Okay. That makes sense.
All right. Well, let's head inside. I want to see what this place is harboring.
I'm also, as we're walking, just gonna go ahead and reload my hydrant to full.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna recharge my battery.
All right. All right.
Or put a new battery in, I should say.
I'm gonna reload my crossbow and my AW.
All right. So you guys reload all of your necessary weapons. It's good to note. And Chauncey, are you taking this gate?
Yep.
So you grab it by the bars on the side and just drag it across the ground and get that massive gate out of the way, which you had recently unchained. And you see a pair of double doors at the front of the factory. It does, again, once you get on the inside of this wall, again, the wall kind of surrounds the entire complex.
I'm gonna go ahead and open this big front door.
All right. So yeah, again, to give you the description once again of the entire building, again, it's a moderate-sized concrete factory with a smokestack rising out of the back. And yeah, you do see as you approach the front, those front double doors that look kind of rusted and, they've seen some wear. But entering inside, that brings us into the sort of main complex. So, entering in, you find yourself in what looks to be a hall. It's a straight hallway lined with doors on either side and a pair of armored double doors on the opposite end, on the far opposite end. So to your left you see about 2 doors, and to your right you also see 2 doors along the hall.
Is there any placarding or anything for the doors? Any windows in the door?
No windows, but there are, placards that seem to label them next to each one. To your left, you see that the one is the one closest to you is a locker room. And if you were to step further ahead and then look at the second one, you would see that one is a break room.
What about on the other side?
And on the other side, on the right, the one closest to the entrance would be a laboratory, and the one furthest from it would be a supply room.
And then what's the big double door say if they have anything?
The big double doors are not labeled.
Okay.
They're just, these big steel sort of reinforced doors that seem to have what look to be 2 card readers on either side of it.
Oh, damn it. Always defeated by card readers. I suggest we mount up and just clear rooms as we go.
Okay, so which rooms are you starting with?
I think we should start with the locker room.
All right, so you head into the locker room. Opening that up, you enter into what looks to be a small room. There are hazmat suits and lab coats mounted and laid around. A few of the lockers, which line the walls, are open, with loose personal items strewn about. I'll say you can make an investigations check to see what you can find around here.
Okay. Uh, 23.
Whew. So you've got your investigative eye out now, with putting those detective skills to use. Look back. You find in this locker room, again amongst all these personal effects, find $300 in cash, just loosely, just lying around in various lockers and various, personal wallets and whatnot. You do find one item, which seems to be a diamond pendant. That's a treasure item that's worth about $15,000, you estimate. You find about a carton that has about 10 9mm rounds in it. And you also find a small sort of key that is kind of labeled with a little sticker that reads storage.
Does the key count as an inventory item?
It would, yeah.
Okay, I'll grab the key and the diamond pendant unless somebody else has a treasure pouch.
Nope, no treasure pouch on me.
Nope.
Anybody want this money that we found? I don't need it. Anybody else can have it?
Anybody want some cash? I couldn't hold on to it.
That's my problem too.
I mean, like, I can take 100 and I'll be at, max. Then I can carry in my wallet.
How much can one carry in their wallet?
1,000.
1,000, yeah.
Oh,
How much
never mind. I
was
can
it
carry
again?
it if nobody else wants it. I thought it was 500.
No, yeah, it's 1,000 that you could just carry for free.
Wait, if it's 1,000, then I want it.
No. You're allowed to carry 1,000, but I only have 500. I thought it was 500, but I still don't want the money. If somebody else wants to have it,
How much money was it again?
$300.
Oh, 300.
I can carry that.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the as far as the ammunition, you said it was 9mm.
Mm.
I will pass on that.
All right.
Anybody else want it, they can have it. But I will take the diamond pendant and the key. And you said it was for
It was
the
labeled storage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody else searching any other rooms in the meantime? Anybody, or are you guys just accompanying Chauncey as he goes
I
along?
was going to search the lab.
All right. Head into the laboratory, and you do find in there a number of tables with various chemistry paraphernalia strewn about. Are you going to give a sort of thorough search?
Yep, I'm gonna
right.
roll investigation for it. There we go.
19. Oh, and by the way, I'll say this is sort of going on in tandem with Chauncey. What about Katara and Nuria? Where are you at during this?
Let's see. Katara was looking to just kind of go as a group, like into certain areas.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so you're accompanying
yeah,
one or the other?
Yeah, so like if Chauncey's heading to storage next, then she would go to storage with Chauncey, and
Okay, so
she
you're with
was looking
Chauncey.
to just kind of stick into a group.
Mm-hmm. And Nuria?
Pretty much the same thing.
Okay, so Kevin's off in the labs by himself then. So, heading into this laboratory, you do, after a thorough investigation, find quite a few useful materials. You find 2 chem fluid and 2 chem material amongst some of the chemistry supplies.
Mm-hmm.
You do also see a sort of manila envelope in which a communication of some sort is tucked away as a printout. Looks to be some sort of file in there, but as you approach it, before you get a chance to look at its details, you do hear like a sort of like this bang that sounds like it came from, well, you're not quite sure where, maybe one of the walls or ceiling around you. It sounds like it might have come from a vent or something like that.
Kevin's just not going to read it, but he is going to grab the document and then just run outside.
All right.
And then when he's outside of the room, he's going to start reading.
All right. So you're back out in the halls.
Yes.
All right. So looking at the file, and I'll go ahead and share this with everyone as we've been doing with the files. You find something that is labeled Project Titan Report.
There it is. And let's see here. I'm gonna walk into the storage room where Chauncey and the others are, and then start reading this out loud.
Okay, understood. And yeah, you pretty much like exit out of that room as they are moving away from the locker room and heading towards that supply closet. So you catch them along the way and point out this file.
Yeah, guys, just caught a file in the nearby lab while I was searching around, and well, here's what it says. Is it right if I actually read it, or?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Project Titan is nearing completion. Well, first, this was 9 log 1208 953. I see. It's 2009. Okay. Project Titan is nearing completion. With it, we will be able to launch enough ICBMs to cover several cities on every continent with our A-Act enhanced bioweapons, and with those cities, the world will soon follow. Even by conservative estimates, the infection will spread planet-wide within 32 days of initial exposure. A final piece of the puzzle is cracking the piloting interface. While 2 manifold reactors can easily power the Titan machine, operating it is far too complex for even the most robust of controls. In all of history, there has been only one processor capable of parsing such complexity: the human brain. Therefore, it is settled that the only solution is to pilot the Titan with one's own mind, with the subconscious computing power enabling the conscious will. After many years of research and pushing my already vast intellect to new bounds, I believe I may be upon a solution very soon. The transfer, however, is one way, but it doesn't matter. I need only transfer once to enact my plans. In the end, I will be glad to be rid of this body, whose faults of birth have brought me only pain and suffering. Elliot Walker, PhD. That man is insane.
So he's planning to transfer himself into a machine? That's, well, for lack of a better term, I guess in the situation, that's incredible, but also in his hands is something we need to handle quickly.
Out of character, where exactly was this Project Titan thing again?
It was at the tower.
Yeah, you guys knew from your intel that it was located at Manifold Tower.
I see. Okay.
And she's like, you know what? Well, go ahead and pocket that, save it for now. We need to continue through here and see what we can find, and then we'll deal with that once we get back to camp.
Good idea. So, anyway, did you guys find anything in there?
Just some money. Storage key and some pistol shells if you're interested in some pistol shells.
I'm not good with pistols.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
Did you find anything else in the lab? Anything happen?
Just some chem materials and the chem fluids. Nothing really exciting except for that file.
And that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. I mean, you kind of came out there pretty quick. I thought something spooked you.
Oh, right. You're right. Something did. I heard something from a vent. I don't know what it was, but it spooked me.
All right, guys, let's stay sharp and stick together this time. All right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just, I don't want somebody like Chauncey's broke apart from the group before, and he's learned his carried his own weight, but he learned his lesson. You don't separate from the group. You get beat by a worm. Just trust me, it's for the best.
Never split the party.
So remaining is the break room and the supply room, correct?
Correct.
I guess we should go ahead and hit the break room first, since we already have the supply room key. Save that for last. Obviously, it's under lock for a reason.
All right. So you head into the break room, and you open that up, and you see in front of you, just like a standard break room, just like a couple of tables laid around, and a refrigerator that looks to be like a horizontal fridge chest type of thing in one corner, and you see half-eaten food scraps atop a number of plastic plates among the tables. As you enter in, what's your passive perception, by the way, Chauncey?
My passive is 19.
Right. That's included for situational awareness.
That's the 14 plus 5.
Yeah, so the plus 5 is for situational awareness, which does apply in this particular case.
Mm-hmm.
As you notice out of the corner of your eye, using your room clearing techniques that you've drilled countless times, you notice before he takes a swipe at you, individual in a lab coat, just like, who looked to have been waiting in the corner for an ambush, coming at you with a kitchen knife. He does get his swipe off, though, but it does not have advantage because you're able to detect him. That's a 7.
Yep. Magnum out. Pow.
All right. Take your shot.
Serious? Oh, you could have grilled him for information.
Nope. This guy's coming at me with a knife. He ain't looking to talk.
Yeah. This is BSAA soldier reaction.
Yep.
I hope you miss.
I wouldn't hope.
I wouldn't hope this.
What we have 8. 8 is the most.
Just if there was some sort of gun equivalent to ability enhancer, Yuri would have done that just to spite Kevin.
That is a 22.
Roll your damage.
Okay. I figured it wasn't missing.
Plus 8?
Yeah, plus 8 for the regular hit. Because I didn't add headshot or anything.
Oh wow, I thought you had more for your to hit.
No, proficiency is 5, mobility is 3.
Oh.
I didn't add the actual gun to it as well, so yeah, I totally skipped adding the gun mod to it. But
the weapon has a slight bonus that would probably bring it.
Yeah. So either way, it
hits
hit.
though.
And that is a plus 3 plus 2. Yep, plus 3 plus 2, so that puts me at a 5. Kaboom.
Oh.
All right.
37 points.
Does not make me happy.
So you
not
just
happy.
like, he comes at you with this kitchen knife, holding it in a sort of ice pick grip, and he takes a swing at you and just like, and just like grazes across your vest, and you just immediately instinctively react and just quick draw your magnum and fire from the hip, putting a hole right through his chest and through the heart, which he stumbles back for a second, looks down at his chest, and then just like, and then expires and falls to the floor.
And
One
after
shot.
Get
that
wrecked. Get wrecked.
After that happened, Kevin just looks at Chauncey, just glaring at him, and then he says, calmly, "With all due respect, Chauncey, what the hell?" Because I could have interrogated him.
I interrogated him just fine. He gave me all the answers I need. He's coming at me to kill me. Instinct take over.
Katara's just like, if there's anything that I've realized with a lot of this stuff is you get attacked, you attack back. Regardless.
Maybe so, but information is useful.
Can I investigate him to see if he was like maddened by the blogger and stuff?
Without any particular scientific knowledge, it's hard to be sure. But yeah, you do see like
You can check that out.
I mean, my Genesis, doesn't it show?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you have to expend one of its charges to use True Sight, and you would be able to see infection origins.
I'm not gonna expend it, but I'm gonna like look like I turned it on and be like, yeah, he was infected.
See my face right now, IRL.
That's a deception check.
Yeah, make a quick
Should
deception.
I roll
check.
deception on that bad boy?
Yeah.
I will. All right, let's do it. Come on, that 20. I need you more than ever. 18.
Yeah.
Pretty convincing. It's pretty convincing. You're pretty sure he just gave it a scan, and you're like, he must know what he's talking about.
Well,
I mean, can he? I mean, if he wants to, he can do insight check and see if it's better.
Yeah, you could contest it with an insight check if you're really peering into it and you're really skeptical. You're fairly certain he just gave it a scan. You know how the Genesis works.
Okay, fine. Kevin just grimaces and walks off. Well, he stays within the group, but he walks away from Chauncey.
As everyone continues on, I'm gonna have Neria just do like a quick medical to actually see if he's infected.
Alright, make a medical check, Neria.
Have Katara just kind of stand by.
I don't think I've done a medical in like ages.
Oh, that almost.
That was almost
Wow,
bad.
that modifier.
I got a plus 13.
That is insane.
All right, 26. You give him a once over, knowing what you do about the plaga from Katara and other secondhand knowledge. You know what signs to look for. You immediately kind of go through and look at the hole in his chest that was bored through with the magnum shot, and sort of do. It only takes like a little bit of dissection from some of your medical supplies to get a better look at the sort of spinal column and quickly realize, yeah, there are some parasitic growths along it. This guy was definitely plaga infected. So as you dispose of those gloves and finish your little dissection, you realize as you're up close with the body that he's also wearing like a sort of lanyard that has a red key card attached to the end.
Just gonna take that. It's like, huh.
Good thing you
come in
checked.
handy. Yuri's got the big brains.
Yeah.
Big brain plays.
Now, I might have thought of interrogating the guy, but I never would have thought of checking his corpse.
Oh.
That's why she's the
Fights whole city,
bio girl.
doesn't fight employees of factory protected by whole city. If you're not the original 4, you're getting laid the hell out.
All right. Anything else in here?
Given it a brief search, you do see there are a couple of bottles on some of the tables that could be used as crafting ingredients if one so chooses. There is also, looking in the fridge, there does look to be one refrigerated potted green herb in there.
It's like
Kevin-
green herb over here.
Okay, Kevin approaches that and he's like,
What?
I am turning. Okay, you know what? I'm silencing my phone.
What?
Someone just went anime in the background.
Okay. Sorry. Kevin is going to. Okay, first he says, if no one else wants this, I'm gonna take this and combine it with my other green.
She's just like, go right ahead.
He points to Chauncey and Nuria. Either of you?
I don't plant flowers.
Wait, what are you pointing at?
I'm just pointing at you to see if either of you want the green herb.
I'm a bit stacked, but I could craft it into a health tablet if you want.
Well, I have plenty of
Oh.
health tablets.
That was intense. I can craft it into a green herb if you want.
I'm just gonna combine it with my other green.
Alright.
So I'm gonna do that then.
Alright, so you combine those two green herbs together and just mush them into a fine powder. So you're able to do with that what you will. Are you just keeping that in your inventory, or you're going to have that turned into pills?
I'm gonna keep it in my inventory.
Alright.
I am not going to die.
Yeah?
I have 12 health tablets and a green. I think I'm fine.
What was it? I got 2 green reds of first aid on me, a blue herb.
I mean, technically, Emil was our healer, and he died at one point.
I have one
sort of.
medical injection.
Yeah.
I have one medical injection, one medical gas. And I also have 10 to the injured health, like, you guys have health tablets. 10 to the injured and treat wounds. I'm good. I can. I also have cleanse, so I can get rid of poison.
That is handy.
Wow. That is awesome.
And I also have that efficient use, so it's only one chemical fluid.
You're the real healer here.
Oh yeah, I made a fully support with a little bit of debuff.
So, as you guys are finishing a search over of this room, everybody make perception checks.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, here we go. Actually, wait, my perception's not as good as
Oh, that's right. My perception's not bad like it used to be.
Chauncey, situational awareness applies.
Oh, hey.
Is my passive
Oof.
perception.
Wow.
Oof, both times. We're good.
Oh.
Up this.
Oh, your roll got eaten, but at least the result came out.
All right, and what am
got this, guys.
So sounds? Where?
So everybody's. Oh, now that roll finally came.
Now it came
Yeah, I
through.
know that was a late roll. At least on the 3D dice.
Because I'm like, if we weren't using this, my passive perception would be a 15. But
No, the
Yeah.
rest of you are too
Passive
busy
is 21.
thinking about herbs and arguing about whether or not that was a Plaga dude. And Nuria, you're really the only
I already
one.
nerfed it with a plug.
Yeah, Nuria, you're the only one who notices this like loud clattering coming from outside the room. That's just like clunk, 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 clunk.
Kind of like tense, like freezes for a moment. Like, what was that?
What?
You guys didn't hear that?
What?
No,
what was it?
I didn't hear anything. Where's it coming from?
She knows where it's coming from?
It sounded generally like it was coming from outside of the room. It sounded muffled enough that it might have been a couple rooms away. So not out in the halls, but in one of the other rooms.
I think it maybe came from over that way. It sounded like maybe something falling.
She just looks at Chauncey and is just like, all right. And she's like, we should continue moving then. And because she, heard that, she's gonna put her stun baton away. And she's gonna pull out her scar.
All right.
And Kevin's gonna do kind of the same thing, except with his rifle.
All right.
Chauncey's just holding the Magnum. Not his clearing weapon, but, just in case.
Can you ready it? Sorry, what?
I have near pull out a spark shot.
All right.
Okay. Can you ready an action out of combat?
Yeah, technically. You just have to specify, still what you're readying it for.
Okay.
And like what your trigger is and what action you're gonna take are the things that you need to specify.
If Kevin comes across a BOW, well, he's gonna ready an action to shoot it.
All right. So you are tense and at the ready.
Uh-huh.
Yuri is also readying her spark shot if, like, pretty much anyone comes in her anyone in that direction who comes in her line of sight that's not an ally.
All right.
And so anything deemed a threat to the party.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
All right.
And
she's probably leading the group in where, like, the direction she heard the sound.
All right. So heading back into the hall, looking at the general direction from which the sound would have been coming, the only door you see in that direction would have been the one to the laboratory where Kevin was just in.
Guitar's just gonna be like, what's the last place we have to look at? Storage?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's start moving, but keep an eye out. And as Guitar says that, she will also hold ready an action to fire on anything deemed a threat to the party.
Chauncey will open the door with a key.
All right. And who was leading the pack, by the way, when you guys went out into the hall?
I guess I can still lead. I'm not afraid of it.
All right. I'll say
I think I said Nuria.
Yeah, I think Nuria said she was going out first to point out at least the direction. So I'll say Nuria make a perception check.
Be a bad idea. 17.
Okay. You're actually, as you guys are like preparing to move out, being the one sort of leading the direction from which the sound was heard, you are the only one who was really paying close enough attention to notice before you guys start to move that there's like a brief crack in the laboratory room door. Like that like just appears, it's like it kind of cracks open a little bit.
Is that enough, like, field of view?
Yeah, you see the door crack open, but it's not open towards you, so you don't actually see, you can't see into the crack, but you see that just cracked open a bit.
She immediately, like, jerks her launcher in, like, the direction of the door. I think there's someone there.
Let me see. Can I, like, slide past her and just go right out in the hallway? Find out.
All right. And were you guys kind of sort of speaking quietly as you were doing so?
Oh, no, I'm not.
All right.
I never speak quietly.
So yeah,
let me
you're just like,
let me
"Oh."
in.
So as you're going through and just like letting her know what you're gonna do, you hear from over in the direction of the door, just like a voice coming that direction, just like, hold on, I recognize those voices.
She's like, yeah. We all hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, or actually, I'll put it this way. Can we recognize the voice?
Sounds familiar.
Or she's like, okay.
Captain Chauncey Clancy here.
And you see the door.
Your shit.
Yeah, the door just like open a bit wider, as sort of stepping out, hands bared, palms open. You see Angelina Yang stepping out of the room, just like, friendlies. Good to see you guys. As her and her hunter step out of the room.
She's like, okay, good. Oh, my tea's gone. She's like, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, I guess you guys came to pay a visit, huh?
Yeah. We need to come here and pick up, or at least see if there's any samples of what they produced here.
Right, the AAC.
If we're gonna counteract anything in Guadalajara.
Right, yeah, well, that's what you sent me here for to begin with. Was that all of you guys causing that ruckus outside?
Yep.
Yeah? The ghost of an annoyed.
Oh, yeah, because of a mother of too many kids.
Right. So, yeah, I was been busy crawling around vents. But I heard the gunfight. Figured I'd lay low for a bit after that.
She's like, well, it's clear. Bodies are gone. Burn them all away.
Well, that's good. Yeah, those townsfolk were quite crazy. They were the ones that were hunting me down when that phone call came in.
Oh. All right. Well, they're gone now, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Have you found anything major here, I guess?
Well, mostly I've found my way inside. I've been mostly running and hiding, trying to escape from the numbers. I mean, I managed to take out a few of the villagers on my way in, but, well, that certainly angered them, and the mob had been trying to get a hold of me ever since. So moving from hiding place to hiding place, only recently found my way inside this facility. But in doing so, I did find some information that I managed to glean from some of my conversations with the villagers before they realized my intentions here. Seems they got, this is quite the important facility. I guess we already knew they're researching AACT, but apparently Samuel Emerson is here personally overseeing some of that research.
Is he?
Yeah. I chased him to this facility. He was out and about with the locals when I first arrived. But he seems to have, she points over at the door at the end of the hall, like, seems to have locked himself away in the experimentation chamber as I was chasing him. So I just retreated to some of the events to continue hiding after hearing that they were closing in.
Alright, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I think the last thing we're doing is checking out the storage before we move forward.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's probably worth noting is I found some other documents around the lab that seem to indicate that their latest project at this particular facility was creating the AACT-enhanced T-Abyss virus that was deployed on Manila.
That was quite the thing to get out of.
Oh, that's right. You were there, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a mess.
Yeah, well, you have this facility to thank for that. Again, enhancements to the T-Abyss virus were done here. Be careful. I would stand to reason that they might still have some samples on hand.
And she nods.
And so Angelina just draws her dual handguns and has them at the ready. She's like, well, I guess I'll stick close to you lot now. Strength in numbers.
It works for us.
The more the merrier.
Let's go.
Alright, so y'all head on into the supply room.
Angelina's joined the party.
Yeah.
So heading into the supply room, you see a number of shelves and whatnot, as well as a locker that is in one corner, just a single vertical locker. But the locker does seem to be locked with basically a padlock. And I should note, the supply room, the door to the supply room wasn't actually locked. You didn't find any keyhole or anything on it.
There was no keyhole?
Yeah, not on the door to the supply room.
Oh. So there's no keyhole at all? Or
yeah, no keyhole
there was
at
no
all.
need for it? Oh, okay.
Was that the one with the key card?
Wait,
no.
The key card was on the door at the end of the hall, the one that leads to what Angelina identified as the experimentation chamber.
So, is the door unlocked?
Yeah, the door. Yeah, the door to the supply room was unlocked. Yeah, you guys were able to just walk right in.
Okay.
Again, you see those various shelvings that seem to be carrying a bunch of supplies, as well as a locker in one corner that is locked by padlock. Looking around, if you all were to take a gander to investigate and search the room, and spend a few minutes doing that, you would find on the shelves a singular first aid spray, 2 scrap materials, 1 liquid nitrogen canister, and 2 batteries.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Is this exactly what I need? Hold on. Is this for me?
You also
sounds like a laundry list of items that you could possibly find useful.
You also see hanging from one of the corners of the shelves another lanyard, much like the other one, but with a blue key card at the end of it.
Ooh. I'll snatch that up. Is that going to take a spot?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not snatching that up. Actually, can I use the storage key on the padlock?
You try it on the padlock. There does seem to be a keyhole in the bottom. You put it in, and it opens up.
Ooh, what's inside the box?
All right, so you throw open this locker, and you find inside 3 40mm explosive rounds, 1 liquid nitrogen canister, and 1 hand grenade.
Is this key of no use to me anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, disposing that, grabbing lanyard.
All right. Discard the key.
Yeah, I'll take
Does
those.
liquid nitrogen stack?
I believe it does not. It is a fairly large item, so it takes its whole a whole inventory block. If I'm not mistaken.
Wait, can we have like a 10-minute break so I can craft another cryogenic formula? Because this is exactly what I need for cryogenic formula.
Up to you.
Katara's fine with it.
I don't know if I can just craft it on a will, or if it needs to be a short like a short
Well,
rest?
it takes time. It takes time. It's based on the crafting DC. What's the DC of that one?
15.
15. So that's a 30-minute craft.
Okay, so that's like a short rest, or is a short rest an hour?
Half a short rest.
Half a short rest. Okay. Anyone want to take half a short rest?
I have no problem with that because I'm grabbing those 40mm rounds.
As long as Samuel Emerson doesn't escape, but I'm sure we would hear him sneaking around here somewhere if he did.
That's my main concern is the other dude escaping. Now that he knows that it's under attack.
True.
Well, again, it was under attack since before you guys got here. He was running from me to begin with, but from what I can tell, he's still somewhere within this facility.
Yuri's just looking at this kind of still scrap material and like, I could make something from this. I wish I could do an ability enhancer to enhance my intelligence to give me advantage on the craft, but I don't think it works like that.
That is technically an intelligence check. But the thing
it
is,
does
the
work
check.
like that?
Well, the thing is, but the crafting check takes place over the course of those 30 minutes, which would
That's true.
supersede the time. So, yeah,
Alright,
you probably
I do
it would
have
work.
Pops off 30
ability
enhancement.
enhancer. It's efficient use.
Yeah, but you could do one or the other. You could be crafting or you could be casting.
That's true. Okay, just regular. Come on, come on. Give me that give me that cryogenic. Cryogenic. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you put together some of these
I have 3
materials
now.
to an ice bomb type device.
Oh,
Some
man,
ice
you know what? I
bombs.
forgot to change the damage on these explosives. Hold on.
Yeah, you got some new damage values now. Everything should be updated on the Roll20 journal. Alright, so you take a half hour to craft one of those. Anything else you guys are taking from here?
What is it?
First aid spray would be nice to carry with us.
So I already have a first aid spray on me.
Do you have a spot for a lanyard? Or a diamond pendant?
Nope.
Does anybody have a spot for a diamond pendant or a lanyard?
Technically, Angelina does.
Actually, yeah. Pack mule.
You can all look at her, just like...
Lanyard goes
What are you
to her, and first aid spray to me.
Okay, guess I'm holding on to this now. Puts her around her neck.
Don't worry, you'll get rid of it here shortly.
Updated. Yeah, they were.
Also, like I mentioned to her, do you need 9mm ammo? There's some in the other room.
I should be fine.
Okay. If you need any ammunition, you just ask. I got you.
I believe you. She says as she looks at your friggin' bandoliers strapped across your chest.
I believe you. On bandoliers. I'm like a crackhead with ammunition.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
So I got that. Okay, so that's been all updated. Cool.
There's also some materials in the other room as well, if you needed those.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, she's like, oh,
materials.
cool, and I'll go and get those other two.
From the... Which one?
Laboratory. The laboratory had chem materials, didn't it?
I think... Didn't Kevin take all of them, or...?
No, because he came out and said that there was some chem materials and stuff in there.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, did I'll let Kevin answer that, I guess.
What's
I don't know
in
if
there?
he's here.
What kind of...
What?
Kevin, did you take all the chemicals out of the lab?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
okay,
took the
never
chemical
Well,
and
okay,
chemicals.
never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I did.
So as you guys...
Beef stew was nice.
As you
Oh,
guys...
the hand grenade. I forgot. Do hand grenades stack?
They do up to 5.
Okay,
5 of
cool.
a kind.
I'll take that other hand grenade because I already took one from before, so I have 2 of them.
I kind of wish somebody would have taken a rotten egg, but I didn't know about it.
That's true. I think only Kevin knew about the rotten egg. Well, I guess Katara would have gone through there as well.
Oh. Oh wait, you didn't. I thought you took that.
No, I didn't. I don't know.
He was hunting his greedy herb.
Oh, that's why I didn't even go after it. Hold on, wait a minute.
What's that foul odor in here? You guys smell anything?
Inventory management.
This is inventory management, the episode.
Inventory management, the game.
Oh.
That's why I just stay stacked. That way I don't have to worry about managing it. It's already full.
I can hold like 8 more chem fluid if you need to give up some chem. Actually, no, that wouldn't.
No, it's not. It can't go in my chem bag.
I think technically I have ammunition from the very first episode. Just so you guys know, I'm pretty sure I have ammunition. I still have my original 10 bullets.
Because I would. Because what the because my bandoleer's full.
Well, I could put my medical injection in my hyper gun, and then I have an inventory space. Do you want Myriad to hold back?
Question: who here has weapons of opportunity?
Every weapon is an opportunity for me.
Okay.
It's not a weapon of opportunity, but I use the opportunity to use a weapon.
Okay, so are you gonna because you weren't gonna use that like extra slot for anything else for Neria's
no, it's just me swapping out. No, because I can just take one of my like other ones. Because I have, for example, 1 anesthetic in the hypergun and then 2 in my inventory. I can just pull it out, put it in my inventory, and then swap it.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. If it wouldn't be an issue, I would definitely hand over the rotten egg.
She kind of covers her nose as she holds it.
So you head back.
It's probably the worst thing you've ever given me.
She goes, no. I think. Oh wait, no. Did we ever go through sewers with you? I don't know if we did. I don't remember. We've been somewhere nasty.
Would you rather have the diamond pendant or the rotten egg?
Is that Teneria?
Yeah.
It's a diamond pendant, like anything, like...
It's like $15,000. In diamond pendant form. We could always put it in the pack mule. Just make sure to get it off her before she disappears again.
Hey, what'd you call me?
I called you a pack mule. You know, your hunter over there should be able to carry this really easily. Look gangster with this diamond pendant.
The hunter just tilts its head at you, just like,
oh, the hell?
You're like, what are you talking about?
All of a sudden, the sunglasses just drop over. Says thug life.
Okay, so cool. Cool. I think we're good.
Okay, so who has the rotten egg?
Yeah, that's the
I have
question.
the rotten egg.
You have it? Okay.
I have the rotten egg, I think.
All right.
Do you have ability to weapon of opportunity?
I don't think anybody in this party does.
I mean, all weapons are an opportunity.
I don't think
It's
anybody
just how
has
you use it.
proficiency with it, so it would just be essentially a mobility roll for whoever it is.
Yeah.
Anesthetic was changed to 3 damage types?
Yeah. I think it's been like that for a couple updates now.
Didn't notice that. swap out the painkillers. Put one. And rotten egg.
Angelina
Try
just
this
has
right
the
in.
hunter standing guard out in the hall, just keeping watch.
All right. So Neria still has the egg because it doesn't seem like the switch happened.
Yeah, I've given her an egg.
She has a rotten egg.
And yeah, I think we're good to go. Unless there was like anything else, but I don't think there's anything else.
No, yeah, I mean, you got there was the first aid spray, the 2 scraps, the 1 liquid nitrogen, and the 2 batteries, which I think you guys used all, or took pretty much all that. The 3,
I took the
3
batteries.
explosive rounds, the 1 other liquid nitrogen can, and you took the hand grenade.
Yep. I think Angelina would have the. Actually, yeah. Since Pack Mule would have just handed over first aid spray as well. Just like, hold on to this and this.
Don't mind if I do.
But yeah, that's good.
All right. So Ying has the lanyard and the first aid spray.
No, I have a first aid spray.
Oh, so you took the first aid spray that was in this room.
Oh yeah.
All right then. So yeah, you guys have pretty much everything you want out of here then. I guess pretty much everything. So Angeline just looks to you, just like, all right, we ready to move on?
Indeed.
Yep.
All right. Stay on guard. She moves towards the end of the hall with that lanyard and holds out the key card towards the blue card reader on the left-hand side. Anybody got a red one of these?
Is Neria's red?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one was red that you got it's found on that guy's body.
And she holds it out. I do.
All right. Point of no return,
No
I
one
suppose.
saw her check that body.
Yeah, I don't think so. No one was paying attention.
Oh no, because I was like, I had Katara there just kind of standing by.
Oh.
That's true. All right, you all ready?
I think
I
so.
stand right at the double doors.
I have gun aimed forward with that same held action
All right.
or readied action.
Angelina says, on 3. 1, 2, 3. And swipes her card. And with the double swipe from Nuria, it goes, and then the door goes, opens outward, sinking into the walls. And you enter into an immense chamber of cold, sterile steel. There are a number of granite tables holding chemistry equipment and which are arranged along the sides of the room, with about 4 throughout the center. And spread out along the walls at various heights are a multitude of large flat-screen monitors, too many to count, all tilted slightly downwards toward the ground level. On the far end is a wide freezer unit with 3 horizontal racks on which vials can be set. But right now, it looks to be mostly empty. Does anybody step closer to get a closer look at it?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Chauncey, you head deep into the room. Again, this is a massive chamber, so it's a pretty long distance across. So you head the entire ways across the room, which is mostly empty. You don't see anything living in sight. You eventually reach the other side and approach that freezer unit.
Is it like a fully lit room, by the way?
Yeah, it is fully lit, yeah.
Okay.
There are like kind of fluorescent lights hanging from the ceiling. So yeah, you can see your visibility's pretty good. see everything pretty clearly. As you approach the freezer unit, you see inside of it that there is only one vial set amongst the several racks within. And that vial has a sort of viscous red liquid inside. And looking at the label, this is what you can identify to be a diluted archaea blood sample.
So
There's only one of them.
There's only one.
Katara grimaces just a little bit, noticing that. It's just internally, she's like, damn it.
does Kevin see this?
If anybody who follows Chauncey inside would see this, or rather to that end of the room. So I assume Katara's there.
I'm gonna say Kevin would follow him.
All right. Yeah, and Angelina
And-
Yang is following alongside as well, although she stations her hunter at the back of the room closer to the entrance to keep watch.
Seeing this blood sample, Kevin just starts shaking a little bit, and then he reaches out and takes it.
Chauncey,
It feels a
let it
little
take.
too easy.
I was saying,
Is it just me?
does Chauncey let Kevin take it because he was reaching out for it?
Yeah, I allow him
Okay.
to take it.
Yeah, so Kevin, you take the diluted archaea blood sample. And as you guys are mulling over this vial, you hear as suddenly a sort of square section of the floor emerges upward, and a cage of clear glass comes up at the center of the room. You see, like, the floor is sort of the ceiling of this cage, and the sides are all glass as it emerges upward from below. And inside this glass cage, you see a figure that I suppose anybody who is looking through the intel might recognize him by sight, but I don't think any of you have seen him in person, even if you've heard his voice. But a figure that is familiar to you, nonetheless, is Samuel Emerson, standing upright in his sort of fine gray business suit with his hands behind his back. He looks slick and well-dressed, and he just says to all of you, pleasure of you to have you join me here.
Kevin, looking down at the blood sample he has in his hands, and then looking up at the man, it's like, is this your doing?
Oh, well, I'm afraid I just oversee the experiments that go on here. That's what you mean. Where the blood samples come from, I dare not question. That is the purview of our supreme leader, Elliot Walker.
You didn't even care to ask.
My role in this is only to oversee the experiments. And this facility is quite privileged to experiment with the full effects of Archaea's blood on bioweapons and discover more about this AACT process, which seems to enhance these viruses.
I don't give a damn about any of that, you piece of shit. You and Walker just trivialized her existence.
And the way I see it, this Archaea figure has been given quite supreme purpose to her existence. These samples will change the world. Isn't that profound?
She was my girlfriend.
I'm gonna put my assault rifle away and pull out my launcher.
All right. And he says, "And now to the world, she will be a savior."
So, how thick is that glass?
It looks pretty sturdy, but you don't know.
How thick?
But at this moment, you hear another voice. But this voice louder and echoing throughout the entire chamber. That just says, "Curious," as Walker appears on a number of these monitors that are mounted all around the room on the walls. You just see his visage just appearing on all of these screens, just oppressively looking down at all of you.
I wish I could method act this, because I really do want to scream. Like, if I could method act screaming this, that would be great, but I'm in an apartment building. Crap.
You would like to
Do it
scream.
anyway. 0 fucks given. Let's go.
You could just say you scream if you like.
He was going to say, Kevin screams at his visage. Like, he's basically saying how they just treated Archaea like she was nothing but some sort of experiment or lab rat. And, of course, he also screams, "Where's Emil Johansson?"
Emil Johansson. Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Why would you suspect I know of his whereabouts? I assume he's just running his business as normal?
Weren't you two allies?
More like... He mulls it over for a second and shrugs, and he's just like... It was more of a... business deal. Nonetheless, it is quite curious how all of you have persisted against me. I'm still quite confounded as to why. He kind of looks down at Katara. He says, "Isn't the world I seek much like the one you preached so desperately about in Umbrella?"
Hold on. Okay. She's like, if there's one thing that that I've thought about when it came to my preaching, was taking the world and its people into consideration. I use myself to test these things, to make sure that in the end, for people that need this, that need help, they don't become the monsters Umbrella created. Your goal is different.
How presumptuous for you to tell me about my goal. My goal will see everybody having equal access to the virus all at once. It will be a drastic change, but one that will be well worth it in the long run. No more of human frailty to drag us down, for those who survive at least, but a worthwhile endeavor for the long-term health of our species and of the world. Not to mention, what you're doing isn't necessarily all the better. Look at you. You've come so far. You've improved yourself. It's quite a selfish endeavor, isn't it? Only you. But you see, I am not, perhaps, of such a mind as to pursue the same goal. At least not in the same way. I'm not as foolish, I think, as my predecessor, Dr. Birkin, who died infecting himself. No, the virus is not for me to ingest. But I have my own means of maintaining control. You can see his fingers sort of twitching.
You talk about control as if you see yourself having it forever. But what you don't know is that you're losing it. Very quickly.
We'll see by the end of this conflict who's in control. And you see a sort of furrow in his brow. He seems quite angered by your stubbornness. And he says, take, for example, Mr. Emerson here. Once a wealthy businessman is now quite under my thumb. He does whatever I say. Observe. And he looks at Mr. Emerson. He says, Emerson. Yes, Dr. Walker. End yourself with the A-Act Abyss. Right away, Dr. Walker. And he pulls out a syringe from his pocket and just jams it into his neck. And Emerson, you see, as the contents fill his body, begins to just shudder and then contract and expand. And scales sort of ripple over his skin. His body swells until there's a sudden burst of energy. The glass cage in which he stood just shatters, and with it an immense form flies overhead, blasting out the back end of the building and breaking through the wall surrounding the factory. There's just like just massive chunks of debris flying all over the place around you. Many of the interior lights are suddenly replaced by natural moonlight as the entire area is now opened to the elements, and that immense form dives into the waters beyond the shore. You see that what once was Samuel Emerson is now a gigantic, aquatic monstrosity not unlike an oversized shark, but covered in plates of hard crustacean shell with a few thick tentacles flailing about it. And what few monitors remain along these walls that didn't get crushed from his exit echo towards you. Behold the full power of the A-Act Abyss. Good luck. And then Walker fades from the screens. What are y'all doing?
I thought he was going to turn into a werewolf for a second.
Too early.
Played Resident Evil 8.
And so I guess around us are the doors that we came through essentially locked behind us at the moment.
Yeah, looking back, you see the doors from which you came have like a red light above them. They almost looked as if they're locked. But looking out, he's blown out like the entire back end of the building, and so that's kind of open to the outside. And you do see that there's that little dirt path that surrounds the building, right? The building was surrounded by a wall. That's still there, and so you know you would be able to get out from there.
She looks and she's like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I think we should probably get out of here. That thing, and this thing is huge.
This thing is
like
humongous. You see it dive out into the waters like the size of a whale.
She's like, we need to go. I don't think we can take this on, just with what we have.
We came up here for the G-Virus A-Act.
Yes, we did.
Am I not mistaken?
You're not mistaken, and we have it.
We have it now?
Well, the A-Act, we needed the A-Act
so it was
to take back to.
Mm-hmm. The only ingredient that it was missing was the blood sample.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, we got what we came here for.
Okay.
Do you know if you're able to make any calls to, I don't know, anybody that can possibly?
I just start getting on the horn and asking for an evac and possible tracking and airstrike on the new creature that was created.
All right. So you get on the horn, you turn in that communication to your pilot. It's just like, unfortunately, we don't have that kind of firepower close at hand, but I can swoop in for a quick evac if need be. Unless you want to pass this up the chain.
Send the evac. Also send it up through the chain. Tell them this thing needs destroyed.
Understood, sir. Evac inbound. Give me a few minutes. And that's the last communication you hear. So you guys gonna make a run for it?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you guys start. You run out into the open night air, heading outside of the walls of the facility and going around on the dirt path, heading back around between the facility and the outer wall that surrounds it. All the while, you see emerging and breaking the waters that massive aquatic form that seems to just be sort of swimming in parallel to the shore where you guys are. And you just hear a loud booming voice just coming from it, just like, "And where do you think you're going?" As you guys are running along,
Wait a minute. Can this thing speak?
you hear a loud booming voice coming from it.
This is beautiful.
Does my Genesis show any signs of like weakness or target? And I will cast one of those.
Okay,
well?
yeah, that'll take your that'll take a whole action to do so. But yeah, you linger a moment and you look through the Genesis, and you get a preliminary scan. From what you can see, there aren't any particular weak points that can be targeted, but you do get the sort of idea from the scans that there is like a sort of soft interior beneath the hard armored exoskeleton, that if you were to somehow peel away that exoskeleton, you would be able to do greater harm towards it.
As everybody's running forward, around, I'm assuming like around that inside wall to get to the front gate, as I like kind of use my Genesis to kind of spec in, kind of slide to a halt and kind of just guns up. I'm ready.
All right. And what are the rest of you?
Well,
Oh, was that nerdy?
this is the thing.
Oh, we need the shore?
Yeah, you guys are basically right against the facility was basically right against the shore, right? So when you guys come out the other side, the shore is like right there, a few feet in front of you.
Is this thing currently? Can I see this thing?
Everybody can see it. It'd be pretty hard to miss. It's the horizon line in front of you.
Is it within 40 feet of me?
If you're standing at the shore, then yes.
I'm gonna throw one of my cryogenic formulas at it.
If you're gonna do that, I'll probably have you guys roll for initiative.
Let's go.
Oh boy!
All right, we're rolling initiative.
Well, I'll tell you what. You could roll your initiative now if you like, but that will be where we end tonight's session.
What?
Oh,
Because it's run a bit late, and this will be a whole ordeal.
oh!
I guess everybody's got to roll their initiative now.
All right, let's go.
I was gonna wait till next week.
Bad.
Well, actually,
I'll take
no.
it down now.
Oh, I mean, I know we're running late, but I probably won't be here next week.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's right. We really can't do that.
I'm just saying, I'm good.
No.
If that has anything to do with it, I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would have to be winding down now for myself.
Okay.
But we'll see what we can do
Gotcha.
about next week. Either delay it or, I don't know, if possible, maybe we could do another day.
I know. Well, I might be able to make it.
Alright.
It's just, obviously with everything lining up, there's still a possibility that I will not make it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So if the baby doesn't come like Thursday, and happens to show up at 6 o'clock on Saturday, I'm not gonna be here. But like,
Of course.
if baby is not showing up or showing up in that exact time period, I will be here. Or has already shown up, there's a possibility. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll say stay tuned, everyone, to the Discord and social media channels. We'll keep you guys up to date with what the schedule is going to be for next week. So
do we still all roll?
yeah, if you guys would like to roll, I'll take your initiatives now.
All right.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So what was that, Chauncey
Why
of
am I the
14?
last?
My initiative usually sucks.
That was a good one. That's a good one.
All right, 15. Nuria at 7.
I will say though, when Chauncey stops, and then if Nuria is just stopping there, Katara will stop by them.
She's not stopping. She's
Yeah.
running and throwing it.
Oh, she's running and throwing it.
Yeah.
I'll say this
she will-
is, to give you guys like a
she
brief
will-
preview, this is kind of what you're looking at. If you guys would like to lay yourselves out really quick for next
Oh.
week.
Is this a
Oh,
giant
boy.
lobster? It's still loading for me.
Oh, hi.
Hurry up and load.
So yeah, you guys
So
could arrange
loading.
yourselves really quick. But yeah, right at the start of this combat encounter is going to be where we're going to try and pick up
Oh.
next time.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Hi there.
Oh, it's this.
Yeah. Well, stat block,
Urban.
yeah, stat block wise not identical to the creature that's pictured, but
Mhm.
just representation here for giant sea creature. And Yang was kind of trailing along behind. All right. So again, that's where
So
we're going to wind it down for
wherever-
tonight.
So wherever Nuria is going to be on here is where Katara's probably going to be like
So-
nearby.
To end it, I would have Chauncey say, like, he looks at it and says, I really think we can take this. It's got a soft spot in the belly. And that's pretty much where I'm going to end
All right.
Chauncey's start for next week.
Whew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I told you, if you're at the shore, he's within range. So we'll see how this goes. But in the meantime, take care, everyone. Thank you all very much for watching, and thank you, Skull Reaper, for the bits, which have officially put you on top. I like that #1 symbol you got there. By a pretty long margin, too. But in the meantime, we'll see you all later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.